Welcome to spectacular Lake Toba in Indonesia, a haven of natural beauty and the stage for the thrilling Grand Prix of Indonesia and the UIM-ABP Endurance World Championship. The unique endurance race is comprised of 3 stages in 3 stunning locations. The Karo Cup in Tongging at the northern tip of Lake Toba, followed by the Dairi Cup on the western shores of Silalahi, and the final Samosir Cup at Pangururan. Each day featured a distinct race course ranging from 3 to 3.5 kilometers, with 2 35-minute races determining the cup winners. These races not only test the endurance and skill of the racers, but also highlight the diverse beauty of Lake Toba. This show will cover the 2 races of the Caro Cup. Competing under the United Spirit of Lake Toba banner, 22 participants from 12 different countries vied for the World Championship title. The ultimate victor would be determined by who accumulated the most points across the 3 cups. The 3-day Endurance World Championship was followed by the Grand Prix of Indonesia, where the UIM-ABP Aquabike Pro World Championship came to its conclusion. Beyond the thrill of the race, Lake Toba and its surrounding regions offer a rich tapestry of experiences for visitors. The serene beauty of the lake, cradled by lush hills and traditional Batak villages, is a sight to behold. Visitors can immerse themselves in the local culture, savoring the unique flavors of North Sumatran cuisine and interacting with the warm and welcoming Batak people. Over the 3 stages, the endurance race will take the riders through some of the most primordial and awe-inspiring landscapes on the planet. The lake itself sits in the 70,000-year-old caldera of an ancient supermassive volcano. Each location offers a glimpse into a world that seems untouched by time. These remote and seldom visited areas are characterized by steep, verdant cliffs that rise dramatically from the lake's edge, creating a stunning backdrop for the races. The challenge on Lake Toba thus becomes more than a race. It's an expedition into the heart of one of the world's most extraordinary landscapes. The 3 days of racing attracted tens of thousands of fans, as the race sites were also transformed into vibrant cultural festivals. In addition, attendees were treated to a rich tapestry of traditional folk performances, showcasing the unique heritage and customs of the area. Now let's meet some of the riders competing in the first stage, the Caro Cup. There were 22 riders from more than 10 nations racing under the United Spirit of Toba banner. One of the most famous names in the history of aquabike endurance racing was Jean-Bruno Pastorello. He picked up the nickname Hulk during a career where he earned 12 World Championship gold medals, 2 European Championships, and 4 French titles. He was an endurance specialist and one of the favorites here.
My specialty is the offshore and endurance. I like this sport and like this sector activity. It's very important for Kawasaki and for me, so I prefer this. The race, it's difficult because there is 3 days and there is many good racers. It's not like a World Championship Classic. There is all many racers, so every time you must win or you must finish all the race if you want to win. So it's difficult.
Another Frenchman was eyeing 2 world titles at the Grand Prix of Lake Toba, Indonesia. Francois Midori was leading the runabout GP1 category in the UIM-ABP Aquabike World Championship and would be a major contender in the Endurance Championship.
I'm really confident because I know the ski is very good. I have a good engine, and I think it will be good on the race because it will be longer, and I train very hard before coming here, so I hope to do my best and have a better place on the race.
One of 2 Kuwaitis entering the fray here was Yusuf Al Abdul Razak. With multiple World Runabout GP1 championships under his belt, he was hungry for another world title here.
I like training back home in endurance style in open water with the waves. So I do a lot of endurance training, and I'm used to it. But over here, it's flat water. It's going to be depending on reliability, who continues the race, and who has an average good speed.
His fellow countryman was youngster Rashid Al-Dawas, a relative newcomer on the UIM-ABP Aquabike circuit who would be put to the ultimate test here among a field of veterans. Veteran rider Anthony Radetich from the USA was a former U.S. Army Black Hawk pilot and a fierce racer.
I'm more than excited. This is a dream come true, I would say. Coming to Asia and in the middle of nowhere and exploring different culture. The competition is extremely tough out here, and obviously the altitude is something that none of us have raced at in this environment. It's kind of uncharted territory for all of us here now.
Hailing from New Zealand was a brother and sister pair of Cliff and Kylie Elmers. Kylie has earned multiple national titles in New Zealand, Australia, and Thailand, and 7 American Championship titles. Rashid Al Tayer from the United Arab Emirates is a multidisciplinary racer from Class 1 offshore boats to X-Cats.
Getting better and better. First time when I test the boat, I lose like 500-600 RPM. But now we get it in the back, not full, like 2-3 more. Long race, like 6 moto, not easy. I hope finish, inshallah, I will win.
There were also 4 Indonesian riders, local heroes Hilman Kurniawan, Lucky Limanjaya, Makayo Wimli, and Kanina Ramadina, representing the host nation in the 3 endurance races.
I'm feeling very excited for this race because this is my first race, my first international race in Toba in Indonesia.
Racing on Lake Toba presents a significant challenge due to its location at an altitude above 900 meters. The higher elevation results in lower air pressure, which can affect both the performance of the aquabikes and the endurance of the riders.
Every ski with the supercharge drops a lot of RPM. On average, they drop 300 to 500 RPMs. So what we do is we pitch the impeller to gain the RPMs back and check the lambda to give us the correct read of the engine. So everyone is losing power here, and everyone is testing, so they get the best setup they can.
And you can block the engine, so you must just at the limit, and it's very difficult to find the best solution. It's very difficult. So you must go at the limit, but you not pass the limit.
The local Indonesian hospitality shone brightly as they hosted a sumptuous gala dinner in honor of the riders, featuring a special performance by Miss Indonesia, highlighting the warmth and cultural richness of the region. Race day, riders would have just 1 hour for last-minute testing and changes to their setups before the transfer to the village of Tongging and the start of the Karo Cup. A critical component of the first and second days of racing is the transfer, an integral part of the endurance element. Riders are required to complete transfers to the Caro Cup and Dairi Cup locations within the specified time of 60 minutes, relying solely on their own power to navigate across the lake.
We're gonna all move out as one group to an area that's 40 kilometers away from here. And if you make it there, you get points for it.
This transfer is a strategic phase where riders must meticulously manage their engines and equipment. Each successful transfer to and from the race area earns the rider 10 points, with a total of 20 points at stake each day. These transfers are a vital test of endurance and an opportunity to delve deep into the heart of this natural wonder, experiencing its raw and primal beauty. The The Toba caldera is a UNESCO Global Geopark, one of 5 in Indonesia. This caldera, in which the lake sits, was formed in one of the largest volcanic explosions in Earth's history 74,000 years ago. Indonesian rider number 7 Lucky Limanjawa broke down halfway through the 40-kilometer transfer, requiring a tow and losing 10 points. The fleet of riders arrived at the village of Tongging, set against the majestic cliffs. They were met with a festive atmosphere as throngs of locals were there to welcome them. Riders had under 60 minutes to make any fixes and refuel before the race. The Caro Cup would be 35 minutes long on a 3.2-kilometer long course. The start of the race would be a regatta-style procedure. A 1-minute countdown would be initiated, and during this time, all aquabikes would idle behind the starting line, turning only to the left. After 1 minute, the green flag would start the race. The countdown begins, and riders must now anticipate the start, jostling for position along the imaginary start line. There it is, green flag, the race is on! Rashid Altair is well positioned and has a great start, blasting off the line. Number 79 Permfon is fast on the inside, the Thai rider nose to nose with Al Abdul Razak. Pastorello is chasing Altair, trying to avoid his spray. Number 11 Abdul Razak is in second position on the inside. Francois Midori is slow off the start. He swerves on the inside lane and gets lost in a wall of spray. Coming up to the commitment buoy, Rashid Altair is in the lead and cuts across Al Abdul Razak's line. Al Abdul Razak takes the outside. Behind, Pastorello in third cuts sharply to the inside. The Frenchman takes a tight line and moves up into second place. Deft maneuvering by the veteran rider. Midori has recovered some positions and is P6 coming around the commitment buoy. Pastorello pushing hard to get past Altair in this technical section as the 2 leaders pull ahead of the chasing pack. Molina Miranda is in 7th, chasing Francois Midori for 6th. Yusuf Al Abdul Razak is in 3rd. Behind is Anthony Radetich in 4th, and number 79 Permfon is 5th. Impressive on his borrowed aquabike. The field comes back around to the start-finish line. American Radetich is running in 4th, trying to stay in striking distance of Kuwaiti Al Abdul Razak. Up ahead, the battle for first rages. The Frenchman is not letting up on Altair, trying to find a way around the Emirati. Pushing the engines hard so early in the race is risky business. Pastorello tries different lines around the buoys, trying to find cleaner water. Anything to get an edge on Rashid Altair, staying within a 1-second gap. Bad luck for Indonesian rider Kanina Ramadina as she pulls off the course with a breakdown. Kylie Elmers was also stricken by engine problems, unable to start the race.
We had a fuel pump issue, which then blew a fuse. It ran perfectly over here. We started it half the time sitting on the beach here. Just one of those racing things, go to leave the beach for the race and so be it.
Back to the leaders, Altair looking back, trying to understand where the next attack is coming from. Pastorello takes a wildly different, tighter line to the left-hander. Altair stays wide. Pastorello closes in, but Altair has the speed, shutting out Pastorello as he gets a hose down in Altair's wash. Entering lap 5 now, Al Abdul Razak in P3, Anthony Radetich continues in 4th, Permfon in 5th, and Midori 6th. At the halfway mark, positions remain the same going into lap 8. Rashid Altair has a precarious lead over Pastorello as they negotiate around back markers. Al Abdul Razak over 6 seconds back from the 2 leaders. The battle for 5th is still raging as Francois Midori is unable to find a way past the young Thai rider Permfon. Going into lap 10, Yusuf Al Abdul Razak closes the gap with the 2 leaders to under 5 seconds. He slowly begins to reel in Pastorello, then disaster! The sound from the engine says it all. Al Abdul Razak's bike is in trouble. He slows down and has to pull aside. Bad luck for the Kuwaiti. Anthony Radetich moves up into 3rd place. Thai rider number 79 is now 4th, but is pinned down by an aggressive Midori behind him in 5th. The laps wind down, and Rashid Altair is able to stay ahead barely. Pastorello relentless in his chase, but the Emirati brings home the win. Pastorello finishes second. American Anthony Radetic in third. Great result for Tira Papanic Permfon in fourth. And Midori gets some valuable points in fifth.
The race it was very good start. I have good compete with Pastorello. He has a good rider. I hope inshallah next race also second moto will be same start, same winning inshallah.
Yeah, it's difficult. When the lake it's not easy. When there is many jet skis, it's not easy. When you turn, you know, in the by there, it's difficult.
It got roughed up out there a bit. It was all about conserving fuel, making sure to make it all the way to the end. So it was kind of interesting.
The race was hard. I start very bad. I think I take something on my pump, so I start last, and I try to make a way to come back, and I finish 5. The ski is okay. The race is long, so we have to continue like that.
The Barisan Mountains set a magnificent backdrop for the Karo Cup. Speckled with quaint, traditional villages, this picturesque setting attracted hundreds of spectators eager to witness the unique event. Festive atmosphere prevailed in Tongging village, highlighted by a music festival that added to the excitement. The anticipation was palpable as the final, decisive race of the Karo Cup drew near. Riders headed out for the final race, 35 minutes and 16 laps to go. Unfortunately, Yusuf Al Abdul Razak was unable to fix his bike in time. Crowds packed the shoreline in anticipation of the final race as the field proceeded around the course in the parade lap. The yellow flag goes up and the countdown begins as the riders jockey for position. The minute is up and the field of riders roar off the line. Rashid Altair is fast again and nails the start, but is further to the outside this time. Pastorello is on the inside and catches up quickly and begins to pull ahead on the inside, the Frenchman determined to take the lead. On board with Thai rider Permfon, George Kasha is ahead to his port side in third, Molina Miranda to his starboard as Permfon slowly reels in the Spaniard. Pastorello leads the field to the commitment buoy, Rashid Altair is second, and Georgi Kasha is on the outside in third. Number 79 Permfon finds himself behind Midori this time around in sixth. Anthony Radetic ahead of them in fourth. Kylie Elmers is bunched up in the chasing pack, trying to push through the chaos in 10th. Pastorello with a strong lead and clean water. The battle for second is on with Kasha attacking Altair, but the Emirati holds on to second. Permfon is running in sixth, while Rashid Al-Dawas attacks on the outside. The Kuwaiti zooms past before the yellow right-hander and takes sixth position. Permfon keeps the inside lane and tries to wrench it back on the next buoy, but Aldawas defends his position for now. Coming back toward Tongging, Pastorello P1, Altair P2, Kasha P3, and Radetic chasing in fourth. Midori is fifth, and the battle for sixth rages between Permfon and Aldawas. Molina is eighth, and Italian rider Michele Cadia is ninth. Pastorello in solid control, tucked in, enjoying the clean water in front. Rashid Altair trying to catch up with an aggressive Kasha pushing him on the inside. On the straightaway, past the start-finish line, Permfon takes the inside lane, trying to get a jump on number 17 Aldawas. The Thai rider finds his pace, but the Kuwaiti shuts him out before the left-hand buoy. Coming into the second lap now, Pastorello and Altair are locked in battle for first place and increasing their gap to number 15 Kasha in third. Anthony Radetic has settled into fourth, and Midori is up one position from his race one finish, running in fifth. Behind, number 79 Permfon has attacked Aldawas on the outside and reclaimed sixth spot from the Kuwaiti. Pastorello has poured on the power and pulled ahead of Altair now, keeping out of the Emirati's attack range. Number 79 Permfon has shown great skills on his borrowed bike, consistently fighting in the top six. In the battle for second, Hungarian George Kasha takes a wide outside line, trying to gain the upper hand on Emirati Altair. He cuts in early, trying to get a tighter, faster line into the next buoy. Kasha switches on the inside and maintains superior speed. The two bikes sweep past the right-hander. George Kasha is first to the turn and takes second place from Rashid Altair. Great moves from the Hungarian. The Emirati's troubles aren't over yet. Anthony Radetic is caught up in the heat of the battle and pushes up from the outside. Altair keeps the inside lane, Radetic on the outside. The American pours on the power and deftly moves ahead before the left-hander. He shuts the door on Altair and moves up into third. Anthony Radetic on his way to a podium finish if he can keep his position. Rashid Altair down to P4. Pastorello, with his distinctive riding style, always standing, tucked in behind his handlebars, can win the cup if he stays ahead of Altair. Kasha is over 6 seconds behind in second place. Radetic in third, Altair fourth, but Francois Modori is slowly reeling in the Emirati, closing the gap with every lap. Midori had a bad start in race 1 and is looking for some points here. The French leader of the UIM-ABP Aquabike World Championship rockets up the outside, coming into the left-hander and zooms past Altair to take fourth place. Francois Midori must battle for every point if he hopes to secure the overall World Championship title. Rashid Altair's woes continue as he continues to fall back, experiencing technical issues as Thai rider number 79 Permfon passes the Emirati, moving up into fifth place now. Past the halfway mark of the race, positions remain the same. Number 22 Anthony Radetic has closed the gap on George Kasha in second as they approach a cluster of back markers. Radetic stays on the outside in cleaner water, pushing his Sea-Doo to the limits down the start-finish straightaway. He manages to pass Kasha before the left-hand buoy and shoots past into second place. With just 4 laps to go now, Anthony Radetic tightens his grip on a podium finish. George Kasha now in P3. Jean-Bruno Pastorello is one of the oldest riders on the tour and has led a flawless race. Brings home a first-place finish, and with it, he wins the Caro Cup. Anthony Radetic crosses the line in second place, earning him second place in the Caro Cup. George Kasha is third. Georgi Kasha crosses the line in third. Meanwhile, the battle for fourth comes down to the wire. Number 79 Permfon is giving hard chase to Midori as they negotiate round back markers on the final turn. Permfon has clean water on the outside, but Midori shuts the door just meters before crossing the finish line. Midori finishes fourth, and Permfon is fifth. Rashid Aldawas finishes in sixth, and Rashid Altair is seventh. Alejandro Molina Miranda back in 13th. In the overall standings after the Caro Cup, Pastorello off to a great start toward the World Championship with 47 points. Anthony Radetic takes 42 points in second, and Altair is third with 39 points. George Kasha is fourth with Francois Midori fifth.
I'm very happy because I start first, and after I must just see the other racer. So it's difficult, but you know, I don't change setup. My jet ski walk. I change those things. No, I'm very happy. Thank you to my team and my Kawasaki US, Kawasaki France. Good job, very good job. Thank you very much.
It was really good. It got a little bit choppy out there, a little bit sketchy on a couple of the straightaways, but yeah, the Sea-Doo drove right through it, so it was good. Well, day 1 is great, so let's see what day 2 has in store for us.
I tried to use the trim and I stopped the engine and he go away. So that's all. But it's okay anyway.
Yeah, finished 4, but little problem on the last lap. I lose many power, so we have to check what is the problem when we come back.
Race is good, start is good, but after the second lap I get some problem in the engine. I lose like 10 miles. Just I continue the race for the points. I hope tomorrow we'll do good, inshallah.
That concludes the Caro Cup. See you next time for the second stage of the UIM-ABP Endurance World Championship at the Dairi Cup.